Hey there guys, welcome back to TF2 Talk with Gamerman H. This week I wanted to do a bit of a follow-up on a subject I did about 2 weeks ago, the 3 PDA engineer ideas. In that video, I gave out some ideas for discussion on new PDAs for the engineer, and that got me thinking about another underused slot in the game, this time for the engineer's most hated enemy, the spy. That's why this week we'll be talking about the spy sapper slot and the 4 new ideas I have for it. For a quick summary, the spy's secondary slot is the sapper slot. The stock sapper will disable an engineer's buildings and damage them over time until full destruction. The engineer can remove it with 2 hits from any wrench other than the jag, which takes 3 hits, and a pyro can knock them off with 1 hit from the home wrecker. The alt for the slot is a red tape recorder, which de-levels buildings before destroying them, but otherwise is identical to the stock sapper. The sapper is used to remove engineers' buildings from play, allowing team members to finish them off during a push or not have to worry about them at all. It can also be used as a way to distract engineers away from whatever it is they're doing and to the building being sapped. With all this in mind, let's discuss my 4 ideas.
Disclaimer.
As usual, these are just suggestions to get people talking. I, in no way, think these are all perfectly fair and balanced, but I do think there's some interesting ideas that can get people talking about them and other ideas. So please, if you have any ideas of your own while watching this video, venture below into the comments section and share it with us all. I am very, very excited to see what people have to say. Up first, I have what I like to call the Sticky Trap Sapper. For stats, it has a unique ability called Silent Sap, where the engineer will not be given a notification that his buildings are being sapped, but the effect can still be seen on the physical buildings, so teammates or the engineer who actually look at the building can see it. Instead of fully deactivating the buildings, however, the sapper will make them work at about half the speed, so sentry guns will fire at half speed, they will rotate at half speed, dispensers will give out half the metal and health, and teleporters will recharge at half the rate. The downside to all this is that the sapper will not damage the buildings, it will be an entirely utility sapper. The spy could deploy this while the engineer is away from his nest in an attempt to take everything out with his revolver or to slow the team down just enough that their team can come in and finish off the nest. Since it's silent and will probably have a reduced effect, so instead of just completely making a building like shut down and have electric sparks flying from it, it would just have like the sapper attached to it, it's moving a bit slower, and maybe a couple sparks to make it a little bit harder to tell that certain things are firing at half speed as to not ruin the spy's total immersion. And it would allow the spy to sort of mess with the engineer and not necessarily have to fully attack or finish off a building. The spy could very easily just sap the sentry gun and run about doing his business, dodging the sentry gun with its half turn radius speed. In any case, I think it's important that the spy get a couple more utility sappers, especially ones that don't straight up destroy the engineer's buildings on their own. Next up on the list, we've got something I like to call the Demo Sapper. When activated on a building, this sapper will count down a timer of about 5 seconds. When the timer hits 0, the sapper will explode with enough force to insta-kill any enemy and other nearby buildings. The downside to this amazing ability is that it is removable with 1 hit of the normal wrench and 2 of the jag or home wrecker. The spy must visit a weapons locker to resupply, like the caber. This could be used to get rid of Engie nests very easily. Maybe this one would also get the silent sap ability or something along those lines so as to not make it super easy to whack it away by the engineer. But it would allow you to sap, say, the teleporter in the corner, and it explodes with just enough force to kill anybody who's nearby, and as well as destroy a bunch of buildings. But if the spy were to mess up and get their sapper destroyed, they have to run all the way back to a resupply locker in order to get their sapper back. I think the idea behind this one is good, but the way I've got it going isn't exactly the best, so maybe you guys can leave some ideas down in the comments and talk about how this might be better worked, because I'm not exactly comfortable with it. For the third sapper idea, I've got something that I can only call the Tossed Sapper. It would be throwable at short range, possibly sliding along the floor, like seen in the Meet the Spy video, where the spy simply slides a sapper underneath the sentry gun and deactivates it. However, it will deal 3/4 damage to the building it's used on, so basically like a normal sapper, just a lot slower. And you cannot place it like a normal sapper, you'll have to toss it from a distance, so no matter what, you will get that 3/4 damage effect. And the sapper has a recharge, so that you can't just spam it like the normal sapper. Perhaps this could be reworked to allow you to place it just like a normal one, but have an alt fire be able to slide it. Maybe make this change to the current Sapper during an Engie vs. Spy update, I'm not sure. But it is kind of weird to see that the Spy has this amazing ability in the Meet the Spy video, but not anywhere else in game, and I'd kind of like to see them explore this option. And last but not least, I have something I like to call the EMS, Electromagnetic Sapper. This one simply means that when you sap a building, it causes an area of effect of sapping, like an MVM. It would deactivate all buildings within a certain range, and would have a very long recharge rate for use, meaning spam would be not a good idea or even possible. This would allow spies to stop a whole nest from working all at once, and have the engineer forced to decide which of his buildings are important to use. But if a spy is not prepared to take care of the situation, they will die and their sapper will be useless. Or maybe they'll run away and they'll have to wait a really long time for their sapper to recharge. Again, I'm not saying all of these are perfect, and as you can tell by the background video I'm playing here, I'm not that great at Spy, but I think that these are some interesting things to add to Spy, or at least talking points, in order to get some ideas flowing. Spy really could use some more sappers, and hopefully with the new Engineer vs. Spy update that we're all waiting for, we could see some of these, or at least things like them, implemented by Valve. But enough of me. What do you guys think? Again, venture forth into the comments and tell me all of your beautiful ideas. I really do look forward to hearing some of them. And while you're down there, hit the subscribe and like buttons, as those really help me and my channel out and let me get more quality stuff and thinking to you guys. And, of course, share the video with any TF2 players you know, preferably Spy mains, so they can come and tell me how stupid I am and how all of these are terrible ideas. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. Stick around to the end card so you can click on some more wonderful videos by me. And of course, have a wonderful day. Welcome to TF2 Talk with Gamerman H then. This time, we're going to be talking a bit about the medic's most underused medigun, the Vaccinator. At first we see me here going after this scout because I suck at pyro and this is kind of me warming up.